Hello students, I am Raman Gupta from Government College Bara. Here in this video, in continuity with the last video, we are going to discuss uh, the same story, the Barbers Trade Union. In this video, we'll discuss the social realism as discussed by Mulkraj Anand in the story. In the last video, I have explained about the story. The protagonist of the story was Chandu, and how he made a plan when he was insulted by the reputed people, so called reputed people of the village. He made a plan and started his act of non cooperation, and in the result of that non cooperation, he remained successful, and those people had to surrender in front of him, and he established a union of all the Babas in the surrounding area. So, in this video, we'll discuss social realism. Chandu was a boy of was the son of a barber. His father was not alive. He had, however, taught him his professional skill quite early. His father had taught him the skill of barbers, how to cut hair, how to shave the hair on head and of beard, and he had started sending him in the village for shaving and hair cutting. After his father's death, he started to visit the most reputed and elder peoples in their houses in the whole village for shaving and hair cutting. He was imaginative and ambitious also. He saw a city dentist's dress. The dentist, Kallan Khan, was in a white turban and white coat, and it impressed Chandu. It was a he decided he wanted to buy it for himself. It was a white rubber coat, a turban, and a leather shoes. He went to the village Jamidar's house in this new dress. He wore that dress and went to do his work of shaving their beard to the Jamidar's house. The Jamidar was very angry when he saw a low caste boy in that dress. It hurt the Jamidar's ego. He abused him and ordered him to wear his usual dress because, according to Jamidar, he was not destined, Chandu was not destined to uh, equalize himself with these high class people. The leather bag was made of cowhide. He turned him out of the house. He said, "Go away, swine, go away, and wear clothes befitting your low status as a barber, and don't let me see you practicing any of your new fangled notions, or I will have you flogged." He rebuked him, he abused him brutally. His way was not up to mark. It was sheer insult of Chandu. The Sahukar also insulted him in the same manner. He told him, "You little swine, you go disguising yourself as a clown when you ought to be bearing your responsibilities and looking after your old mother. You go wearing the defiled clothes to the hospital folk. Go and come back in your own clothes. Then I shall let you cut my hair." At this time, they were thinking that Chandu was dependent on their mercy, but didn't know that they were also dependent on Chandu. Actually, this is a common phenomena in the society, that all the people are dependent on one another. There is no one who is fully independent, as we could not do each and every work of ours ourselves. For barbers, for plumbers, for sweepers, for tailors, all these jobs are done by different people. So, in a society, these works are done by different people, but mutually for one another. So, there is no one who can do all the works himself. And as he said, so he felt for the ritual tuft knot on top of his head. Pandit Parmanand also insulted him. He said that Chandu belonged to a low caste, therefore he cannot wear this dress. This was a very strange and measurable condition of Indian society in the past time, when the people of low caste even could not wear the dress they desired to wear. This was horrible. Thus, all the big ones of the village held the low caste high caste notion. They insulted Chandu and made him feel that, in spite of all his qualities of head and heart, he could live a happy life. Chandu thought of earning more money by going to city and shave people there. He bought a cycle. When he was learning to ride the cycle, he fell down. The Sahukar saw him falling down on the road. He laughed at him and again abused him. The insults heaped upon Chandu made him rebellious. He decided to take revenge. His school friend, though belonging to high caste, liked him very much for his many qualities. He had no hatred towards Chandu. He represented the younger generation. The younger generation was free from the notion of high and low caste. The same is happening nowadays. The young generation does not feel that there is discrimination on the basis of caste. Young generation always feels that people should be recognized and identified with the work he does, not because he has born in low caste or high caste, so-called low and high caste families. But in the past time, it was a general practice. The author chooses a very simple method of showing the big ones that their notion of low caste, high caste was wrong. They were hypocrites. They did not know that society is made up of different types of people and different type of works. They are all essential members of the society. This is the most important thing, that all the people are essential for a society. Imagine if there would be no sweepers in our society, then all the cities, all the areas of, whether it is of village or of towns or cities, will be full of dirt, garbage, and everything like that. If there is no tailors who would stitch our clothes, if there would be no plumbers or there would be no washerman, so we cannot we can imagine what kind of situation it would be. So all the people, all the workers are the essential part of a society. We should not underestimate anyone. They all share the equal importance. He decided that he would not go for shaving and hair cutting. He told his friend that he would make them objects of laughter. This made the big ones look shabby. They became helpless. They could not do anything because they were dependent fully on Chandu for hair cutting. They threatened Chandu's mother that they would report the police against Chandu, but Chandu's mother was too sharp and outspoken for them. They became helpless. They paid Chandu 2 pice for a shave. Now they were ready to pay 1 anna for a shave to a barber from another village. Even then, they could not call the barber from Verka. Even the members of their own family laughed at them because they were going to acquire some unimaginative and horrible faces. The landlord's young wife threatened to leave him if he failed to keep himself in trim. Thus, the author shows that it was wrong to regard some people as low and others high. The so called low caste people are essential for us. We cannot do without their services. Chandu, the barber's son, proved too strong for them to defeat. The Sahukar had said that he would allow him cut his hair only when he came in his own old type of clothes. The landlord had called him useless one and rebuked him, saying, get away, you useless one, don't come any nearer. This was the way in which he insulted Chandu. Now they were confronting with the situation. They were helpless now. They became objects of laughter. They had laughed at him. Chandu called a meeting of all the barbers of nearby villages and told them his plan of starting a shaving and hair cutting shop in partnership. He told them that the big ones treated them like slaves. They had to go to their houses. He convinced them that it was the time that the elders of the village came to them to be shaved rather than that they should dance attendance upon their lords and masters. All agreed for that. Chandu's plan remained successful. He convinced all the barbers in the surrounding areas that now or after then they would not visit the houses of these rich people. On the contrary, they will open the shops in partnerships and These rich and high class people, so called high class people, will have to visit their shops if they want to get their beard shaved or hair shaved, cut their hair. And all they agreed. The big ones were thus defeated by Chandu's plan of starting a barber shop and compelling them to come to the barber if they wanted to get shaved. Chandu's action led to the beginning of a cooperative movement in other trades also. Thus, Chandu became a pioneer of an important movement in modern India. Chandu's Rajkot district barber brothers hairdressing and shaving saloon has been followed by many other active trade unions of working men in our parts. So Chandu remained the pioneer of trade unions in various fields when he started Rajkot District Barbers Union. So we have seen that social realism has been very well shown by Mulk Rajanan in this story. Students, prepare this story, read it well, because this is very important from your examination point of view. Generally, explanations or reference to the context are asked in the question paper in your exams, and read it well. Wherever you find any problem, you can ask me through phone calls or by sending me some text messages on your WhatsApp groups. Thank you and have a nice day.